I feel it calling my name, but the pain has placed me on the edge. I almost gave up, I'm so tired of pretend. I refuse to let it drive me insane and go back to where it all began. I don't do it for me, I don't do it for likes, I don't do it for love, I do it for the win.
Yo, it's your boy Samson, and we here just kicking it outside with Daryl, the Arkutec Murray. What's up, man? How you feeling today?
Cracking, man. How you feel?
Feeling real good, man. Got some Pumas here, huh?
Oh yeah.
You know, we gonna get into this first. The Puma RSX. What you feel about it? Comfort and all that.
Man, these like some of the most comfortable shoes I put on.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I got pillows on my feet. You know, I like stuff simple,
Right.
but yet a little flash on it. So when I seen these, I was like, okay, you know, it's something that's real simple, but not too flashy.
So we outside with the pandemic going on. How that's going for you?
Being trapped up in the crib for months on top of months, and not really knowing when you're gonna be able to get out and get around. You know, it feels good to be able to sit out here, man, and get some fresh air, relax. You know, see scenery, see things. You know,
I don't like it.
why not?
It's like all these masks and people. It's just crazy. You see the people wearing the masks and the gloves in the car and they driving, not knowing that they bring the germs in their car because they still got on their gloves.
Well, we going that deep into it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, overall, it's very uncomfortable.
Indeed.
You know, you don't know who got it, where it's at. You know, by being invisible, you won't edge. You know, it's nerve wracking. Every time somebody cough, you want to stab them in their throat.
Punch them.
You know, and even when you cough, it is like, oh God. You know,
Everybody looking.
you're like, do I got a fever?
Everybody
My throat hurting?
Right.
You know, it really makes you pay more attention to what's going on, even as far as your kids go.
Right.
Because they're affected by it as well. You know, they're not comfortable with, or used to being in the house all day long.
School,
you
and
know,
all that
school
stuff,
in the
yeah.
house, playing in the house, this in the house, that. You know, they can't go over people's houses like they normally do.
I was just about to say that
You
family
know,
time, because it's like Thanksgiving ain't gonna be Thanksgiving. You're gonna have to do
yeah,
Thanksgiving through
man.
Zoom.
You know,
That's crazy too.
it's hard. It's heartbreaking, man, that we got to go through something like this. But it's necessary that we go through the precautions to make sure that we protecting each other, protecting our family, you know, protecting ourselves.
And then that's what we hearing. I'm hearing these sounds, these birds and everything. Eyes wide, ears wider. Thoughts of the night air. Well, it ain't the night air, it's the day air right
You got
now.
air though, right?
We got that air, but I'm hearing the birds and everything. What inspired this title right here?
Really, man, that's been a work in progress for years, man. That book is something that I've been trying to do since high school.
Mm-hmm.
But it took so long because I wasn't confident. You know, I felt like I wasn't qualified. I wanted to write a book, but I felt like I wasn't qualified to write a book. You know, I didn't think my experience matched up to a scholar's experience or knowledge. You know, so it took me a minute to find that confidence in myself and create it. But when I got into the mode of creating it, I was actually at work and working night out in the elements. You get to see a lot. You get to think a lot. And that's what happened was I began to really write my thoughts down. And that's where night's air come from. Ears wide, eyes wide and ears wider just come from the perception. You know, we all see things with our eyes and we all hear things, but when you take one away, one of them enhances. So at night, you kind of hear things a little louder, a little clearer, you know, because one of your other senses.
Right, you can't really see at night.
Exactly.
But you can hear.
Exactly.
Or taste or smell.
Right. So that's where that came from. You know, just giving people an idea of putting them in that element, that mindset.
Right.
And then not only that, when you're reading, you're seeing things with your eyes, but you're not hearing it.
Right.
You know, so it also puts you in the mindset. Now, when I'm reading it, I got to put my person into the text so that I can hear what's going on.
Right. Use your imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you said you ain't had the confidence in everything, but I see you were heart of the champion right there.
Yeah.
The Arkutec. So tell us about that.
Music is different, man. Cause eyes wide, ears wider is a poetry. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's poetry. Uh, so people are actually getting to dissect uh, my emotions, my words,
Right.
the picture. Um, they're getting to paint a picture in their mind. But music, to me, is different because it's hidden behind instrumentation.
Right.
So I can hide behind that. You know what I'm saying? There's you can hear the expression in the voice and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like you're hiding behind the instrument.
Right.
So it gives you some sort of security.
So it's like you creating a character.
In a sense, because it separates you from reality.
Right.
In a sense, whereas the words, it's there. You can't hide behind it. It's what it says. That's what it is.
Right.
So you kind of draw more into it. Heart of a Champion was just a project that I created, basically to encourage. And I think that's what I do with all my releases, whether it be a book or music. Like Eyes Wider, I like to call that a dark inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Because it takes you on trips of pain, it takes you on trips of vulnerability, it takes you on trips of fear, discouragement, all of those different things. It takes you down there, but it also lifts you up and show you how to come up out of it, and that there's a way to come up out of it. Heart of a Champion is just encouraging music to tell you that you can do anything you want to and be successful at it. And, you are the person that defines success.
Indeed.
You don't define success by measuring it with the next person's success or what the next person is doing, but you define success by measuring it upon your goals that you set. You
Right.
know,
You said you was taking us on a trip, and I see with the book you even took this on another trip, making a division.
yeah,
How
yeah,
did that come about?
yeah.
Just taking it from the book to the big screen.
Okay. Now, we're talking. There's two separate visuals
Okay.
for the book. So we got the actual visuals that go along with the book that we were able to bring some of the poems to life and show people our interpretation of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the TV show that spawned from the book, which really created a platform for other like-minded creatives, poets, artists. It gave them a platform that they might not have normally had, or some of them might have had it already, to put them out there in the forefront to show people that this is something that really needs to be paid attention to.
Right.
I think spoken word is probably one of the dopest forms of creativity that's out there, because it allows people to interpret their writings the way they see it. You know,
So in creating this, what made you create this platform for others to bring to the light?
I know what it's like being a creative and not having an outlet.
Okay.
I know what it's like being a creative and wanting to expand your outlet. There are so many people who are creative that just want that opportunity, and they don't know which way to turn to.
Okay.
And then not only that, I've seen a lot of creatives that inspired me, and I wanted to give them that opportunity to show themselves to the world.
So in creating all this, like entrepreneurship, what made you choose that route? Like instead of like, hey, I'm gonna get it myself rather than punching that clock all day.
Because I still punch a clock. Punching a clock gives me the leverage to create my own.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me the finance where I'm not running and chasing people for finance to
To do what you
cover my platform that I want to build.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build a platform that will allow me to sustain without having to punch a clock, and that's because that's what my desire is at. And sometimes we get so caught up in the fact that I don't have a desire to work at this 9 to 5. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to run my business,
Right.
and we have to be responsible. One, we have to use wisdom. Two, And then 3, we have to be savvy with it. You know, we got to be slick with what we're doing.
Right.
You know, if you have to, there's no shame in working a 9 to 5.
Right.
First of all,
Well, everybody. Some people are just workers, and some people are just
some
entrepreneurs.
people don't want the headache of being an entrepreneur.
Right.
You know, because it's not a 9 to 5. It's 24/7.
Right.
You know, and when you're dealing with that, when elements of being outside, man.
Right.
But when you're dealing with that, it's like it's okay. You know, if that's not your route, that's not your route that you're supposed to go, it's okay. But if that's the route you want and you still have a 9 to 5, then figure out, if I can't leave my 9 to 5 and make this work by itself, then how can I use my 9 to 5 to help boost what I'm doing
Right.
on my own, you know, so I can get to that point.
So in choosing entrepreneurship, like, could you tell me some of your ups and your downs? Like, the drive not to give up. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause some people will get there and then they be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Some of the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur. One of the downs part is, right, when you start off, unless you got the capital in the headspace, you can't just do that.
Right.
You have to have money coming in from somewhere else. You know, that it may be a dream, but it's like you need something to assist that dream, to bring it into reality. So that may be a downfall. Downfall might be people not showing the same enthusiasm behind it that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to realize that people see things differently.
Not they dream
And
too.
it might be, exactly, it might not be for them. We all get discouraged, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you mentioned that part. It's like anything that goes against what you believe in, or anything that when you feel like you don't have the means or the funds, you know, all that becomes discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to find a way to continue. You know, as long as you don't stop, that's the most important thing. You know, if you don't have the funds to put it out on the major scale, let's say if you got a clothing line, you know, you want to put your clothes out, but because it's not a Tommy Hilfiger or somebody on that scale,
Mm-hmm.
you're discouraged.
Right.
Because you're like, man, I want to be in one of these big name stores, you know, but that shouldn't
start
stop
somewhere.
you. Exactly. You got to start somewhere, because people are not going to support you unless they see you serious.
Right.
So you got to create an avenue to show people how serious you are, so that they can invest and they can put into you and pour into you, so you can grow.
So yeah, RedL access.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
You know a little bit about it, you know what I'm saying? RedL access, that's our media digital group. One of the most important things is we created something that was able to give us a platform.
Again, yes.
You know, RedL TV. You know,
shout out to RedL TV.
Shout out. You know, Redline, which is also what RedL TV stands for as well, really comes from the heart of the city.
Right.
You know, that's what we want to be known as, the heart of what we do. You know, everything we do, we put the heart into it. Not only that, the Red Line is the heart of Chicago. It goes from one side of the city all the way to the other side of the city. And at some point, I can guarantee you, pretty much anybody that lived in Chicago has touched the Red Line L. We want to be able to be that service vehicle that people could either you doing business with us, or you enjoying something that we put out.
Right.
You know, we're going to be a part of your life some kind of way.
We almost skipped the most important thing about entrepreneurship. That sacrifice. Like me, everybody know I love bees. I had to sacrifice it, man. You gotta sacrifice something. Like, what was your biggest sacrifice in building all of this?
One of them would be personal time.
Right.
When you're
that is the biggest.
When you are trying to build something, you have to be there in order for it to be built.
Right.
You know, just think it's not like building a house. You know, you can go to your realtor and say, "Hey, I want to get a house built." Mm-hmm. They're gonna show you a floor plan. You know, you gotta pick the land out. Gotta make sure the floor plan fits inside that land. Mm-hmm. Gotta pick out everything that go inside of it. But then you get to sit back while it's being built.
Right.
Being an entrepreneur is not the same way.
You gotta build it.
You gotta pick out that land, pick out the floor plan.
Dig that land.
You gotta everything. You gotta build it. Mm-hmm. You know, so you're there 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, forever. Amount of time it takes. You in there. But you still got everything else that's still going on.
Everybody say, yeah,
You still got family. You still got friends. It's like, yo, you want to go kick it? Yo, we want to go here. What's up? So you're still dealing with that stuff. Not to mention if you haven't parted from your 9 to 5 or whatever, you still have to deal with that as well. So you have to go there. So it's about balancing and trying to find a balance.
I was just about to ask you,
you
that.
know, which is hard.
How do you create that balance? So it's like, I know it's like you know, people try to set times to do this. Like, I'm gonna do this time, set this time to do that, set this time and give it like blocks and hours.
It's different. It's different. There's no set balance.
Right.
You know, you have to every day different. So you have to find out. It's like a teeter-totter.
Right.
You know, one day you might have more stuff on this side. You got to figure out what you got to do over here to make it balance out.
You know how I do. I'm a Libra, so we try to keep everything balanced.
And so you know, it gets hard. Every day you got to fill it out for what that day is, and you gotta, man, them sacrifices.
Right.
You know, whether it's giving up, not buying everything that you want. You know, because you got to save money.
Right.
You know, telling the kids no because you can't get them certain things when they want it. You know, telling your wife no because she want everything you can't give her that right now.
That's the biggest no.
So you know, and then telling yourself no. You know,
that's the hardest no.
You want certain things. You know, you have access to the funds.
Right.
Now it's no, you can't do it.
So when wearing all these hats, father, husband, granddaddy, brother, just mentor, and then business owner, several businesses. Like that balance, like you're saying, it's like, where's rest? What's that? What's that?
What's that?
Right.
What's rest?
No.
You know, a lot of people say sleep when you're dead, but rest is important. Let's get that straight. You know, a lot of people just they just be flogging, man. They be out there faking and throwing words out, throwing statements out there, man. It's very, very, very important to get some rest in. Now your sleep pattern might be different. You might not be able to do 8 hours of sleep a night.
Well, I always got something saying, like, they say you need 8 hours of sleep a day, but it's 24 hours. You can do two, break them up. But
and that's the thing, you know, they've shown that, you know, naps here and there help, but sometimes, you know, you may be able to get 3-4 hours of sleep in, you know, and then throughout the day, you might be able to take an hour nap here, 30-minute nap here, whatever. You know, you have to find somewhere within your schedule to get your rest in.
Right.
And not only that, you got to make sure you're eating right.
Right.
Because sleep and eating go hand in hand. You know, you could be getting some rest in, but if you eating all heavy, greasy stuff all day long, you're still going to feel tired.
Right.
You know, or if you're not getting any sleep, but you think you're eating healthy, you're still going to feel messed up because you're not getting that rest in. You know, your body needs its rest. You need to
listen to it.
Yeah, you got to, or else you're going to be in the emergency room somewhere. And I've had that happen. You know, where I got to be hooked up to an IV to get my energy back and stuff like that, or my body is shut down on me and I'm shut down for the next 3-4 days.
Right.
You know, it happens. You know, it comes with the territory, but also you have to have that responsibility to make sure that you're good, because if you drop dead, everything you did is in vain.
Right.
You know, you put your family through the stress and the pressure of not being able to have you when they want you. You didn't put your finances into a stretcher because you invested money in something that you didn't finish.
Right.
You didn't put yourself into one because now you gone. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you're taking care of you overall, because you got to see what you're building.
Right.
You got to see it come to
Like,
fruition.
That's what I'm saying. Like, make dreams come true.
Yeah.
It's like you got to do that every day. You make your dream reality. Man, it was good having you today, man.
Man,
Chopping
enjoy
it up.
it, man. Enjoyed it.
You can, yeah. I like that.
Bought some fresh kicks back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, it kind of, you
Will
know.
Smith, you gotta get that Fresh Prince shirt.
You see, nah, you got to get that Eyes Wide Ears Wider shirt. It go right with it.
And the book, you know, you gotta get that go along with
We're gonna put something together. It might be up there. You get that to go with these, you know. People don't understand that. and
Yeah.
get it together. Read that book, man. It's audio and got the hard copy. So go ahead, get that book,
Yes, sir.
get onto it. Watch out for Eyes Wide, Ears Wider season 2. If you ain't catch season 1, it's out on YouTube, RedL TV right now. You can catch it on Facebook, and you can catch it on Instagram also, RedL TV. So there's me, Samson here, just kicking it. Shout out to Airs, honor everything in reason. Just like that, we'll be back to just kicking another day. Holla.